Next, Indianization of public services is a slow but steady process, basically about evolution of civil services in India. So after independence, what happened? After independence, what happened? After independence, the name of ICS was changed to IAS. The name of ICS was changed to IAS. And what are the other changes that had taken place in our civil services after independence? What are the other changes that had taken place after independence? In the composition of civil services, not in terms of functions. What are the changes? After independence, we have introduced reservations to ensure what we call representative bureaucracy. Representative bureaucracy. Positive discrimination, affirmative action. Then what else we have done after independence? We have also expanded the code of conduct, wherein civil servants are not expected to participate in political activities. Then what else did we do? After independence, we gave more powers to civil servants. More powers to civil servants as part of bureaucracy-centric development between 1950s and 1990s. As part of bureaucracy-centric development between 1950s and 1990s. Next thing what we have done is that we have continued with rank classification. We have continued with rank classification and generalist civil services. Generalist civil services. Next, after 1991, because of liberalization and privatization, again we talked about reforms in the civil services. Reforms in civil services. Basically, they emphasize more on attitudinal reforms. Attitudinal reforms. Along with structural reforms. Structural reforms. But what do we say is that in the last 70 years, in the last 70 years of independence, this Indianization process has not progressed the way people expected it to be. It has not progressed the way the people expected it to be, resulting in governance deficit. Governance deficit. Why? Because we have added more functions. This is what we keep on saying all the time in the class. We have added more functions. But we fail to change the functioning of our civil servants. We have added more functions, but we fail to change the functioning of civil servants in India. Still colonial attitudes dominate the functioning of civil services. Colonial attitudes dominate the functioning of civil services. Then you talk about the second ERC. Then you could talk about second ERC. In its reports on personal administration, as well as in ethics in governance, in its report on personal administration as well as in its ethics in governance, emphasized on structural, procedural and behavioral reforms. Structural, procedural and behavioral reforms to improve the functioning of civil services. That is what you say. You can, if you want, you can mention For how many marks this question? 20 marks you can give 3-4 reforms also. What are the reforms?